What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see a Benji? For me, it's silver. If that's the first thing that comes to your mind, then we're on the same page this week. Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I got my $1,000 in singles right here, and I'm going to show you what I found in them. But first, this week's tip: keep an eye out on the price of silver. The price of silver tends to go up and down quite a bit. You also want to keep track of gold, of course, but keeping track of the price of silver allows you to know when is a good time to buy, when is a good time to sell. Throughout the course of this year, silver has been as low as $14 and as high as $18. I'm not into selling very much right now. Right now, I'm into gathering. So whenever I see the price drop a little bit, I want to run out and get some more. So that's my tip for this week. Pay attention to the price of silver. It's not hard. There's plenty of apps out there that'll give you the info that you need. So with that, let's check out my $1,000 strap search. Got my 1,000 in singles. Get those out of the way, and let's see what I came up with this time. First bill was a stamped bill. This bill is not to be used to buy elections. Okay, so I will not buy an election with this bill. I just always find it neat when I find stamps on bills. The next bill I found, I saw this bill and I pulled it. And then when I was going through my stack, I'm like, why did I pull this? This is one of those trick bills. It looks like it's something special, but it's not. You run across quite a few of these, and I see a lot of these in some other videos where people are always talking about one-offs. But at a glance, this serial number looks like it's a fancy serial number, but then you realize it's not a trinary. There's 4 different digits. It's not a birthday note. There's 2001 in the middle, but 81 is definitely not a month. Neither is 82. So it's not a birthday note, it's not a trinary, it's not a repeater, it's not a radar. But at a glance, it looks like it's a really neat note. But it isn't just a regular note. Even I get fooled on occasion. Did find a couple trinaries, though. This one here has 0s, 3s, and 9s. This one has 2s, 4s, and 8s, one away from being a binary. 0s, 1s, and 3s on this particular bill. This one is 0s, 1s, and 7s. Really crisp note there. Then I found quads. This one is quad zeros, and I like when the quad zeros are at the end. It just, either way with quad zeros. I like quad zeros at the front or at the end. If they're at the front, that tells you have an extremely low number bill. And if they're at the back, now you've got a nice even numbered bill. So this one is, what would that be? 66,230,000. That's the bill number there. Quad ones on this one. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 twos, quad twos, also trinary, 0s, 2s, and 9s. This one is quad 4s. And this one is actually 5 twos in a row. This is a block of 5. Block of 5 twos. And 2009, a W note, one of the later runs. Did find a birthday note. This one is a two-way note. It's either June 4th, 1976 or April 6th, 1976. I like the two-way notes because double the chance of finding someone's birthday. Did find stars. 2013 star notes. This one isn't in the greatest of shape, but if they were all perfect, none of them would be worth anything more than $1. More stars, a couple zeros to start off this one. 2013. This was not the oldest star note I found. I'll save that one for later, but this one is a 2006 star note. Pretty rough shape. Hopefully not a rare. Did find older bills. This 99 is extremely crisp. This 99 is not. This 95's got some interesting dirt patterns and fingerprints on it. 95 here has a portion of the bank stamp on there, so that one's going to go back into circulation. That's what happens when the bank tellers stamp one of these straps and they miss. It ends up going on the bill. You'll find a lot of those as you're going through bills. 1993. This one is a 1969D, found in circulation. It's actually in really good shape for what it is. 1969D. And as you can see behind it, I did find something that I put into a case. It's not perfect, but it got my attention. It is a 1963 $1 bill. That's the first edition of the Federal Reserve notes in this style with the green lettering. And prior to this, you could find 5s and 10s and 20s and stuff like that were Federal Reserve notes, but you couldn't find singles. They didn't do singles as Federal Reserve notes until the 1963 series. And as you may have noticed, it's a star. So when I checked it out in the book, I had to check it out in the book because on the website it says anything prior to 1981, I think you should look elsewhere. So I looked in the paper money of the United States, and when I checked it out, it was a little disappointing. So we're right here. Where is it? 1963. This one is a G note from Chicago, and it's the star, so 1900 G. And you can see that they made 19 million of these particular notes, and it's worth between $4 and $11. $4 and $11 for the series of 1963. First year star note, and that's it. So, go figure. Here I am digging through old notes, and I find one, and it's only worth $4. That's okay. A book says it's worth $4. I don't know how old the book is. Something is only worth whatever somebody is willing to pay. That would explain why I got $20 for my 2017 star note. Anyway, that's the group of stuff that I found out of this week's search. But let's see what I wanted to talk about before. What I was talking about before was this here, Benjamin Franklin $50. Now, one Benji is no big deal. However, when you have a whole roll of them, that is a bigger deal. And I'm not saying that I found a roll of Benjis. This is simply the stuff that I bought. It's how I bought it that's interesting. Let's see. Those are all Kennedys that are 1964. Kennedys, Benjis, Walkers, all Walkers, and Barbers. This all came from my local coin shop over the course of a few weeks. All of the silver that I've got here did. Every time I get paid, I go to the coin shop and I ask to see his junk silver or his constitutional silver, and that's where I found all of this stuff. I cannot stress enough. Please go to your local coin shop. Check out their constitutional silver. Constitutional silver is a 90% silver coin from 1964 or older that may not have all the numismatic value of a gem mint coin. Okay, so it's not worth the effort for the coin shop to slab it up and try to eke out a couple extra dollars for it. They simply go by the price of silver and leave it at that. You can get halves. You can get quarters. These here are all of my 1964 and older Washington quarters. Get some of these out of here. So those are all Washington quarters. This is my SLQs, Standing Liberties, and Barbers. So let's see what I got there. Those are all Barbers. Wow. Still, there we go. And then you can also get dimes. I've got Roosevelt dimes, I've got Mercury dimes, and I've got Barber dimes as well. Now, the interesting thing about all of this stuff is how it's priced when you buy it. They base the price off of the price of silver, and when you buy it, you're buying it at times face value. That's the best way to put it. Times face value, and it's based on the price of silver at the time. For instance, my last run out there, The price of silver dictated that a 90% silver coin was worth 12 times face value. So if I wanted to buy $1 worth of coins, if I wanted to buy these two $half, what do we even have here? I didn't look. 1907. This one's a 1906. I mean, I've got some that are, it's an 07 there, 1915, 1908. Yeah, I've got some of the barbers that are from the 1800s out of junk silver. My favorite sound. Anyway, they go times face value. When I was there last time, I paid 12 times face. So $1, these two coins cost me $12. Now, when you start buying these coins, they get the coin dealer gets these coins, usually buying in bulk, usually buying from people, and they don't necessarily run through all the dates, especially if they're buying a whole roll like that. They may scan through for a key date or something really quick, but for the most part, they're buying the junk silver and they're putting it in a box, which means you get to buy this stuff at a great price compared to the price of silver. You get to look through to see if there's any cool dates. You get to look through to see if there's any errors or any mint marks that are special. And it's a no-lose situation, because even if you don't find anything like that, you still are stacking silver. And silver has been going up, so that's a good thing. One of the things I never realized, though, was that the complete design, size, and shape of United States silver coins is truly based on the value of precious metal. A $1 silver coin, a silver dollar, is roughly 1 ounce of silver. Not exactly, but roughly. And if you were to look at two $half and figure out how much silver is in these two $half, it is the exact same amount as there is in a silver dollar. Thus, one $half is worth half of what a dollar is worth. Literally, there is half the amount of silver. When you start talking quarters, a quarter, 4 quarters, has enough silver as the same amount of silver as a silver dollar. 10 dimes have as many ounces of silver, or grams of silver, I should say, as a silver dollar. It's literally by weight. Never really thought about it that way, but that's how it goes. So when you're buying constitutional silver, that's why it doesn't matter if you buy 2 50-cent pieces or 10 dimes, you're still getting the same amount of silver. So just something to think about when you're stacking. I haven't gone through any of these yet. I'm going to wait till I fill up a couple tubes, and then I'll go through looking for some key dates, see if I can find anything interesting. If I do, I'll be more than happy to show you. All right, guys, that's what I got for you this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. And I love reading all your comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.